Again, your point is actually doesn't make sense and it doesn't follow. It's non sequitur, and I'll explain why. The reason is because when you look at what he said online, again, you gave the example of bottom bitch and so on and so forth. That's basically slang. That's how people talk, and that's what you're not understanding. In terms of, let's look at your example, which is completely ridiculous, because what you're saying is, guess what? He said this online, therefore he should be convicted based on it.
Thank you.
Online,
I never said that.
Well, that's the inference you're making.
Hold on, that's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. He said Destiny dude, listen to this. This dude. Listen to this whole diatribe. Watch.
I don't know. I mean,
Understand the background and heritage and these type of things that he's going through, but the issue is that's quite important. Do you not agree?
No.
Why not?
Because me being white or black or whatever has nothing to do with him giving a detail. I don't know. I'm going to be honest, okay?
Yeah.
I've only been in London a few times, okay? Now, I haven't walked in some of the roughest parts, but I haven't. Maybe there are parts where you walk around and they're talking about how the top G's do tax fraud on their employees. Maybe that's just a way of speaking. But if it is a way of speaking and you detail it like to an incredible level, and you have a business where you claim to do that, and you put that out on videos on social media, and then you go to jail for it, yeah, you're probably going to get in trouble.
There it is. That's literally what he said. If you do a video on how to commit a crime, you're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna go to jail for it.
So let me
finish responding. Okay, your entire point that this is just a way of talking is ridiculous. It is a
video. So and she doesn't mention anything about being defrauded of taxes because she's receiving she's receiving 50%.
Oh, sorry about that.
So what of this woman she says is I'm going to give her
defrauding them using taxes to steal money from them. I think it's a little bit racist of you to say that that's just how people from Luton, England or whatever talk, or that's how they function. I don't believe that is the case.
Okay.
See? I don't believe that is the case. Again, just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not true, Destiny. Like, you're not the end-all, be-all, fam.
So I'll answer your question. So, no, again, your point is actually doesn't make sense and it doesn't follow. It's non sequitur, and I'll explain why.
This dude is a fucking gangster. He talks almost as fast as Destiny does. Devin says, is Tate being accused of tax fraud? Not as far as I know. Not as far as I know.
Reason is because when you look at what he said online, again, you gave the example of bottom bitch and so on and so forth. That's basically slang. That's how people talk, and that's what you're not understanding. In terms of, let's look at your example, which is completely ridiculous, because what you're saying is, guess what? He said this online, therefore he should be convicted based on it.
Thank you.
Online,
I never said that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you said, bruh.
Well, that's the inference you're making. Basically, online, you gave this example. You said he's trying to defraud them, because online, what he actually said was this. In that video, because I know the video you're referring to, he says, in the same video, he says, oh, I'm going to take all the money. In the same video, he says, I'm going to give 50-50. In the same video, he says, I'm going to give 70-30, because, 20%, I'm going to tell us for tax purposes, but then I ain't going to pay the taxes, and hence why you're making the claim for fraud. The point is this. From the court documents, which I'm sure you've read, none of that is in there. In the court documents, what it actually says is complete opposite. What it says is, and this is the worst one. So this is the worst woman. She says, I receive 50%, he receives 25%. So she receives double of what he receives. So that is nothing got to do with, or has no links to the video. So and she doesn't mention anything about being defrauded of taxes because she's receiving she's receiving 50%. So what you're claiming is, guess what? I don't care about what the court documents say. I don't care what the witness is saying. But guess what? In a video, he said this, and therefore he should be convicted based on the video. No, there's only two explanations for the video because the court documents don't add up to what the video says. Either he was exaggerating and talking in this kind of slang language is what I'm trying to explain. So he was exaggerating. Or it could be, which is a possibility, that it was so long ago that he did engage in those practices and no longer does. But what we know is, in this case, what he's been charged for, what he's been held for, he hasn't been charged yet. So what he's been arrested for, no one says that.
Okay.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So why is he being held? None of this stuff that Destiny's talking about is in the court documents. All of Destiny's research it's a bunch of hearsay and it's a bunch of articles. That's all it is.
So I'm sure you've talked to a lot of people that have only watched clips of Andrew Tate, which is fair. And I think that a lot of people say a lot of dumb things about him because they've only seen clips, which is also not fair. I think people shouldn't do that. But I think you're relying on me having only seen clips. So you're trying to pass this off as slang. When he used that phrase, bottom bitch, he wasn't passing it off as slang. He was very specifically detailing bringing girls that were in love with him over to dinner where he would introduce them to his youngest working, or one of his younger working models, a woman that he met at 16 that had been working with him for 5 years. Is now
a woman that he met at 16. A woman that he met at 16. Oh, there's another subtle jab. Age of consent in Romania. Age of consent in Romania. Let's check this out. Legal age to have sexual intercourse in Romania, 16. Well, there you go. 16. So, yeah, if he met her when she was 16, guess what? She was legal, bruh. Nice try, Destiny. Nice try. It's funny, dude. It's funny. Women always like to characterize. American women like to characterize men who have sex with younger women as predators or pedos, right? They like to do that. And Destiny, he thought he was slick, but by the way, she was working for him when she was 16. And it's not against the law.
21, and how he would use her to mislead the relationship that they had so that she could get the girl, the new one that was brought in, into working as a cam girl. This is prostitute behavior. This is pimping behavior.
Prostitute behavior and pimping behavior does not rise to prostitution and pimping. Just because something sounds like prostitution, just because something looks like prostitution, does not mean it's prostitution. This is an opinionated stance by Destiny. This is prostitution talk. This looks like prostitution. Okay, that's your opinion. But the prosecution is not basing this on opinion. They're basing this on legal fact. Devin says, and then Destiny will say, Trump's tax returns were released, but in my opinion, he didn't pay enough taxes. Exactly. King Life says, when Destiny starts going into a broad discussion, it shows he's trying to sneak out of that topic because he has no response for it. Yeah, Destiny is he is an, he's such a sleazeball, man. This is unbelievable, dude. This is a dude who lets other men smash his wife. Right? But then he wants to say, well, this sounds like prostitution. Get out of here, man.
This is exactly what it is. When he says bottom bitch here, he's not just using slang in a funny way to talk about a girl that's a friend of his that also works as her girlfriend. He's literally detailing step by step the process by how he would deceive and mislead, which are key components of sex trafficking, a new woman that he's brought in with another woman. He would mislead the extent of their relationship, and then he would use that to get her to go and be a cam girl. So that is not slang.
Right.
Wait, let me finish. That's not slang.
You just talk for ages, but okay, I'll make loads of points.
Hold on. I didn't talk for ages. Yeah, I just been like half the time. I literally wrote down 2 points. I am going. I go nonstop, okay? So it is not a slang thing. Secondly, you're bringing up this thing that the witness says they got 50%. That is not what the witness said. The witness said that originally there might have been an agreement where it was a 50-25.
Originally said there might have been an agreement. Do you hear this? Listen to how he characterizes this.
Okay, so it is not a slang thing. Secondly, you're bringing up this thing that the witness says they got 50%. That is not what the witness said. The witness said that originally there might have been an agreement.
Originally, there might have been an agreement. Really, what's it say in the court documents, Destiny? What's it say in the court documents? Solomon's referring to the court documents. But now, you're saying, well, the witness said that there might have been an agreement. Where's this agreement? Where's this agreement? Again.
where it was a 50
Yeah, King Life says, notice how Destiny smartly changes from taxes to girl of age. Yeah, exactly.
25-25 split, but the witness also said that they were randomly dinged for different charges that made it so that they didn't get that payout. For instance, if you didn't stream the full 12 hours, you might be fined like 1,000 to 4,000, whatever the Roman or whatever the Romanian currency is. And that there were a lot of things where, because one of the claims was they had to work 12-hour shifts with a 5-minute break, and if they didn't work enough there, the witness also said that if they didn't post enough on OnlyFans, they didn't post enough TikToks, that they also were dinged their pay as well. So while on paper, it might have been a 50-50 split, we have the issues where the witness is saying,
okay. So let's not pay attention to what the paperwork says. Let's listen to the witness. Right? Let's not go by the paperwork. No, Your Honor, listen, the paperwork is irrelevant because the witness is now changing her story.
That they've lost some of it due to being fined. And we also have the fact that Andrew Tate on video has talked about how to defraud the women with their...
He keeps talking about Andrew Tate said this on video. Destiny, fam, bruh. If that were prosecutable, just like Secondhand Truth said, then every rapper would be in jail for self-snitching. Dude, O.J. Simpson wrote a book called If I Did It, Here's How I Would Have Done It. He wrote the book. I can't remember if he ever released it. I don't think he did. But we were all made aware of the book. Right? We were all made aware of the book. Guess what? OJ was still a free man.
Taxes. And we have another statement of him saying that he also oftentimes just bills in cryptocurrency, which is impossible to track. The woman would have no idea if she's getting that or not.
Yep, impossible to track. Okay, so if it's impossible to track, then how would you know?
Right. So again, this statement that you've relayed is inaccurate. So the woman who said that 50%, 25%, 25%, she didn't.
Is there a way we could pull this up on screen, the document that you guys are talking about? Do you know what it's called?
It's on some website, Spice something. It's in Romanian.
It's in Romanian.
Yeah.
You didn't bring a Romanian translator? Are you even trying? I thought this was a serious show. Jesus.
So how did you read it then?
This son of a bitch. He's a funny... Listen, man, say what you want about Destiny, man. He's a funny fucking dude.
A document. You gotta...
Someone translate.
Yeah, King Life says, I'm still waiting for the cops to burst down Cardi B's door and charge her for drugging and robbing dudes. Precisely. And we know that's true. Has Cardi B been charged? Nope.
It and then okay. But I don't know about that.
I learned Romanian.
You learned Romanian?
I have Romanian friends. You can also use Google Translate on this other thing too, yeah.
He probably had it translated.
I'll pull it down, okay. Because we could also pull up the video you guys were talking about too.
So in terms of what you're saying, that's not right, because the woman who claimed 50% never claimed that she ever got fined. I can say that without doubt. What she's claiming is other women were fined, and their percentage was much higher. So that's not right.
She wouldn't know. She would never.
No. So she's saying this is the problem. She's saying I never got fined. Mm-hmm. I got 50% because you're trying to make it look like this, and this is what you're trying to portray. You're trying to portray this point. She got 50%, then she got fined, so therefore the percentage reduced. That's basically what you're trying to portray.
Can you explain?
But what she said was, no, I got 50%. She never got fined. Other women who allegedly got a bigger percentage were fined. That's what it was.
That's not true. But I'm just curious. How would she know?
Did you hear what he said? He said that's not true. Like, what are we, like, Destiny, bruh? Like, you're talking to an attorney, man. You're talking to a lawyer. This is why, dude, guys, this is why guys like Destiny, and this is interesting. This is interesting. Vaughn says, and this guy has a large following. Yeah, he does. And it doesn't surprise me, gentlemen. It doesn't surprise me. You see, Destiny has a large fan base. You want to know why he has a large fan base? Because there are a lot of fucking losers in the world. There are a lot of losers in the world. He is an accurate representation of his audience. He has a little, clearly he has more money. That doesn't make him any less a loser. You can be a loser with money. You can absolutely be a loser with money. He's a grown man with blue hair who made all of his money playing video games, whose who's married, whose wife sleeps with other men. Sorry, you might be worth millions of dollars, still a fucking loser. Well, guess what? That's why he has a large following, guys. That's why he has a large following. Most men in this country, or a lot of men in this country, are losers, guys. Most men in this country are not good with women. Now, there is a portion of men, I don't know what percentage that is, but there's a portion of men who are not good with women who say, okay, I want to be good with women. How can I do that? They find this community, etc., etc. But I think that there is a much larger percentage of men who aren't good with women who hate guys like us. This is why Destiny has a following. Because and guys like Destiny, guys like Abba and Preach, their audiences are always going to be bigger than ours. They're always going to be. They're always going to be bigger than ours because there are a lot more losers than winners. That's the facts. That's the facts. Abba's not good with women. He buys prostitutes. He has admitted as much. Preach is not good with women. Look at his wife. Right? Steve the Dean Williams is not good with women. Look at his wife. O'Shea's not good with women. He buys prostitutes in Uganda. Guys, it all fits, man. It all fits. There are many, many reasons why men hate this community. Many, many reasons. But one of the main reasons is because they just can't stand it that guys like us are good with women or were good with women. They just can't stand it. They cannot stand it. And so these guys get in front of the screen and jerk off to Destiny owning some dude who's good with women. That's what it is. Destiny hates the fact that Andrew Tate won at life. And one of the reasons he won at life is because he did to women what women have been doing to us for the last 6 decades. And he doesn't like it. Him and his followers, Abba and Preach and their followers, do not like it that there have been some men who have figured out how to get what they want from women for comparatively less than they have to pay. Abba's got to pay women to fuck him. He's got to. Preach does too. That's all there is to it. So you can understand the animosity that them and their audience has against us because we are essentially getting, not for free, but we're getting what we want out of women without directly having to pay them. We're not investing monetarily. We're investing things with a little lower investment. Our investment is time, energy, game. These guys just want to take a shortcut and pay it. And they're like, dude, I got to pay this chick $500 for a BJ? While all Donovan has to do, all Myron has to do, all Fresh has to do, a couple of drinks and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're going to hate guys like us. Why do you think they're coming after us, guys? Why do you think they're coming after us? I say this all the time, guys. You cannot trust men who are not good with women. And the proof of that is on the screen. Destiny is a loser. He's a very well-spoken loser, but a loser nonetheless. And more men in this country identify with him than they identify with guys like myself, Myron Gaines, the late, great Kevin Samuels, etc., etc. It is a much easier existence to sit around, jerk off to hentai porn, and complain about women. It's a lot easier listen, that's an easier life, guys. It's an easier life. It is. Sit around, jerk off to Destiny's woman, whoever she may be smashing. It's an easier life. It is. And if we know anything about men today, is men are going to do what's easier. That's why they hate guys like myself and Myron. Because we tell them the straight facts. We tell them, get your money up. Get your game up. Build up your body. Men don't want to do that. They don't want to put in the work. So they come after guys who have put in the work and are successful for no other reason but that they can't or that they won't. That's what this is about. That's what this is about. All of Destiny's animosity towards Andrew Tate is rooted in the fact that Destiny was not, is not, and probably never will be good with women. Andrew Tate's a top G, could have any bitch he wants, even now. Destiny is not in that camp. That's why Destiny hates Andrew Tate. That's one of the many reasons why he hates him. And here he is making flimsy, non sequitur, goalpost moving straw man arguments to justify what he defines as sex trafficking. That's what it is.